G'day guys, just bringing you a random battleground. This is Soulgrasp, your first DK. Now, this is post 4.2, so we're currently in patch 4.2 at the moment, and I just thought I'd give you guys a look into just a random battleground. Now, keep in mind this is Warsong Gulch, and it is Warsong Gulch weekend, so that means that you probably are getting a lot of people that aren't fully geared yet. They're probably farming their honor stuff like that, so they might be on ults or they might not PvP as much and they're just kind of doing it for the fun. But just open up on a pre 17k 20k, so that's pretty good. And the things I want to look at in this BG, just dribbling shit with commentaries, just kind of taking a look at my how I feel Frost DKs do, kind of my opinions on the damage output, the survivability, utility with hunger and cold, stuff like that. And if you watch my previous video, you'll know the hunger and cold sitting at a 1.5 second cast time now. It is interruptible, so that's kind of, I think that was the biggest change to happen for us, was that utility. And definitely second to that is the fact that the Death Strike got nerfed. Now this obviously happened for all DKs, but Unholy's still sitting at the ability to have 100% AMS instead of 75. The added utility of AMZ, increased heals from Death Coil because of the glyphs and speccing into increased Death Coil stuff. So in that sense, Unholy's a lot stronger now, and of course that 15% strength buff, that's absolutely beast mode. So I don't know, as you can see here, I don't actually get to kill that guy, just jumping on a few different guys. You'll see kind of the damage output I'm doing. As I did mention, this, to be like fair, this is a random battleground, so I'm not sure on how geared the people I'm going up against are, but damage wise feels pretty good. I'm pretty happy with where our damage is at the moment, and I'm keen to try out dual wield frost as well as two-hand frost. I'm running with the tier 2 weapon from the previous season, so it's not the most horrible thing, like it's still pretty up there damage wise. It's not a BOE from Firelands or anything. Most of the PvPs will actually be chasing down PvE weapons until they can afford to get the PvP weapons after you've earned like 11,000 conquest points or whatever they made the cap at. So just running with the tier 2 weapon from the previous season, as you can see here as well. Like, I know I kind of was only a quarter to a half health, but felt like I dropped from that to 0 pretty quickly. So overall, just the feel of it, survivability is really hurting at the moment. As I was mentioning before, with the increased potential survivability of Unholy, Frost just seems really squishy at the moment. Now, in saying that, if you back yourself behind a good healer, I reckon that's probably a good chance you'll have. Maybe running a TSG, which is Warrior Frost DK or Warrior DK Paladin. I reckon TSG would be pretty comfortable. You can still output some damage, especially if you've got a confident healer that plays fairly smart, is able to keep you up and whatnot. That should be a pretty good comp you'll be able to run, as Frost anyway. And just coming up, I'm not too sure whether it's here or a little bit later, you'll see Hunger and Cold in action, and you can kind of just get the feel for how sluggish it feels. Like, just from my own perspective, it just feels really sluggish these days. So yeah, pretty much I wouldn't mind using this opportunity. I'll probably pump out a lot of videos over this next week, taking a look at how Frost goes in arenas, how Frost goes in this random battleground for example, and maybe trying to hit up some rated battlegrounds, see how we're doing that one as well. And do the same thing for Unholy, and kind of show you guys the difference between the two. I guess the main points I want to stress for this current battleground that I'm just showing you guys is just that damage feels okay. I'm happy with the damage that we can still do. The utility and the survivability is what's really concerning me at the moment. So as you can see, just on this DK now, coming up is an example of the Hunger and Cold I was talking about. Just coming out, I do juke the first one, but you can see the second cast, it just feels real sluggish. Look at that, I don't know if it's just me. Maybe I'm just really used to the instant cast. But yeah, I'm just imagining something like that in arenas. That being said, I have watched a couple of videos with Frost DKs in them, and they still get off the Hunger and Colds in their arena matches, like 3v3s and that. So I guess it might just boil down to kind of learning the new playstyle of having a casted CC rather than an instant CC, which is guess just boils down to practice. There's a couple of things you can obviously do to help that. You can still do your death grip Hunger and Cold just with chucking in a chains of ice. So your death grip chains them so they can't run anywhere, and then Hunger and Cold that way. I really want to try out double DK threes, purely just to get the other DK to death grip while you cast Hunger and Cold, so you can kind of time it and go, alright, cool, when there's like 0.8 of a second left before your Hunger and Cold goes off, they death grip the healer into it, so it feels like an instant Hunger and Cold. That'll be quite interesting to see. But yeah, on the whole, things to take away from this, I guess, and just me expressing my opinions. Damage is good, survivability and utility is what's really hurting at the moment. So keep an eye on the channel, and I'll pump out some more videos and show you guys the difference between, well, my personal opinion of the difference between Frost and Unholy. So have a good one, guys. Catch you later.